start all his title defenses from being stopped that last fight. Who is it that's going to beat Israel? I don't see anybody that's on that roster beating him.
Olympic champion and UFC fighter Henry Cejudo has shared his reaction and thoughts regarding Israel Adesanya's victory over Alex Pereira. Cejudo explains that he does not believe there is anyone in the middleweight division capable of defeating Adesanya. "I don't see anyone in the top 10 beating him," said Cejudo, although he mentioned that perhaps Bo Nickel or Khamzat Chimaev could complete that task.
Now, at least in the top 10, until Bo Nickel comes, or maybe like a Khamzat, somebody that could make Israel fight the B side, because he's just gonna fake kick. He's gonna beat up everybody's legs, and everybody's dumb enough to not really necessarily see it or take it to the wrestler.
Cejudo also explains the reason why it is so difficult for a 185-pound fighter to beat the last stylebender. Nobody there has any trust in their wrestling. Let's hear it from Triple C himself.
Other than that, I mean, he's gonna be super hard to beat at 185 pounds, because 185 pounds, he's gone through everybody, and nobody there has any trust in their wrestling. You see?
Cejudo was one of those who believed that Izzy could not win the fight because he had a mental block. He even called Pereira the kryptonite of the newly crowned champion. "I want to whoop his so bad," Adesanya to Dricus Du Plessis. After his victory against his rival, the last stylebender had some words for a fighter he did not mention. But he made it very clear that he had every intention of finishing him. "I want to whoop his ass so bad. I want to do it in South Africa or Nigeria."
I want to whoop his ass so bad. I want to whoop his ass so bad. I want to do it in South Africa or Nigeria. I pray to God he keeps winning. I will gladly drag his carcass across South Africa. Wallahi.
Although Adesanya does not specify who he is referring to, we believe he is talking about the former middleweight and welterweight champion of Extreme Fighting Championship, Dricus Du Plessis, who had said some things about Izzy before UFC 285 about being the true African champion.
Those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa, we're African born, we're African raised. We still reside in Africa, we train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
Although Adesanya said he had closed the chapter with Pereira and was not thinking about his next fight at the moment, and he was going to focus on relaxing and having a good time enjoying himself, it seems that he already has his next victim clear. Alex Pereira is ready to move on. Although Alex Pereira suffered a brutal knockout loss at the hands of Israel Adesanya at UFC 287, he wants his supporters to know that he is doing well. The Brazilian killer released a brief statement via social media and shared a video of himself and Adesanya backstage after the fight, showing some love and respect, although he was not present at the post-fight press conference.
Coração, eu tava conversando, a gente tá conversando, eu e Yusri, é cara que você também conhece. Um cara que você conhece, cara que eu era rival mesmo, de verdade. Fala aí, vai fala.
Well, he was just translating. We were just talking right now on the back. You know, like, for example, usually former rival too.
Hoje é grande amigo meu que tá me ajudando. Hoje foi seu dia, parabéns.
Today was your day, congratulations. I want to learn how you do that. Ele falou, quer aprender com você, quanto rico, quer aprender com você.
In his statement, Pereira thanked his family, team, and supporters for their encouragement during his journey. He also mentioned that he would rest and continue with plans that are already in motion. He concluded his message by thanking God. "I'm just here to let you know that I'm fine. I want to thank my family, my team, and all the people who are supporting me during my journey. Now I just have to rest and continue with the plans that are already on motion, thanks God." Pereira had previously defeated the last stylebender twice in kickboxing bouts and captured middleweight gold with a 5th-round stoppage of Adesanya in the UFC 281 main event last November. Although Saturday's loss ended his 7-bout winning streak in MMA, he had been victorious in his first 4 UFC appearances. What do you think will be Pereira's next move? Will he move up in weight class? Let us know in the comments. Dana White and the MMA community react to Raul Rosa's loss. The hype train that Raul Rosas Jr. was bringing was stopped thanks to Christian Rodriguez, who had said he would benefit from this victory and boost his career with the hype of El Niño Problema. With the 18-year-old's defeat, many fighters and members of the MMA community gave their opinions on the matter.
Yeah, it happens. He's a young kid. You know, I had that 2 rounds to 1, and, you know, he's got a lot of growing to do. He's got a lot of work to do. People love him. This isn't as damaging to him as nobody really goes undefeated in this sport. It's very, very hard to do.
Paulo Costa, acting as always, wrote, "Unfortunately, he lost this time. His beauty didn't save him. Anyway, I think he'll come back better. He is very young and has a lot of time to compete or model and such." Sean Strickland thinks Raul is just a kid, Raul Rosas Jr. about to get the Sage Northgate treatment. This is why you don't sign kids to fight men. Bisping backups Raul. Incredible effort by an 18-year-old Raul Rosas Jr. Imagine being 18 and being on that stage. Lessons learned. He'll be back better next time. While Dylan Dennis tweeted, "Raul Rosas Jr. sucks. At least he can fall back on his lucrative modeling career now." Henry Cejudo wrote, "This is what happens when you only have one style of fighting. I can't wait to expose this one-trick pony." Raul Rosas expressed how he felt about his defeat through a story on Instagram. "My bad, bros. I didn't have the energy to do what I know or even try. Things happen for a reason and only God knows. My opponent was better tonight. Thank you guys." With many supporting him and many others against him, we can only wait and see if El Niño Problema can live up to the expectations. Michael Bisping is concerned about Francis Ngannou and his management. Bisping has expressed his admiration for Francis Ngannou on several occasions. However, he is very worried about the way the former UFC champion is being handled as a free agent. Bisping insists that Ngannou is running out of time to fight and make money. "I'm not criticizing Francis Ngannou. I'm just wondering who's advising him." Let's hear it from Bisping himself.
He's asking for, as I say, for boxing he wants $25 million. Reportedly with the UFC he would have been getting minimum of $6 million per fight, and it was a 3-fight contract. He could have had the 3 fights by now, bagged at least $18 million and be a free agent and go off elsewhere. So
Michael assures us that Ngannou is an excellent human being and a fearsome fighter, and he would love to see him reach an agreement, redirect his career, and show us what he is capable of doing once again. Inside the octagon, he's a maniac. He's a monster of the highest degree.
Not criticizing Francis Ngannou, I'm just wondering who's advising him. You know, I like Francis, I'm a fan of his for sure. I love what he brings to the table, and I like him as a human being. You know, my interactions with Francis Ngannou have been very, very positive. He's a lovely guy. He's a very gentle man, but inside the octagon, he's a maniac. He's a monster of the highest degree. So I love that, and I want to see him get paid. I want to see him make the most of it.
That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.